All right, let's talk about a word that is just packed with drama. A word that probably makes you think of fire, maybe some ruin, apocalypse. But we're going to trace this whole idea back, way back, not to some Hollywood blockbuster, but to its ancient roots in the visions of a prophet named Isaiah. So, seriously, when you hear that word apocalypse, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? You thinking global disaster, maybe zombies, the end of, well, everything? It's a huge concept, and it's been shaped by centuries and centuries of culture. And look, that's totally fair. For most of us, the common understanding, the one we see in all the movies and read in books, is that an apocalypse is a catastrophe, right? It's the ultimate final chapter, all about destruction, the big finish. But, and this is a big but, here is the twist. The original Greek word, apocalypsis, it doesn't actually mean end of the world. No, it means an unveiling or a revelation. So think about that. It's not about an ending at all. It's about revealing something that was hidden. And that little shift in meaning, it changes everything. So our journey to really get what this unveiling is all about, it starts with one man's incredibly profound, personal, and honestly, a pretty terrifying encounter with the divine. This isn't about the end of the world just yet. It's about a single, private moment of revelation. Okay, let's set the scene a little. We're talking the 8th century BCE. King Uzziah, who had this long, pretty successful reign, has just died. So the nation is, well, it's anxious. You've got these big foreign powers like Assyria kind of looming on the horizon. And it's right in this moment, this time of real uncertainty, that Isaiah has his vision. So just try to imagine this. Isaiah's probably in the temple court, and then boom, it's like the veil is torn away. He's looking into the Holy of Holies, but it's not the earthly temple anymore. He sees the actual throne of God, so majestic that just the hem of God's robe fills the entire space. And it's not just what he's seeing, it's what he's hearing. These angelic beings, seraphim, are crying out this endless chorus, "Holy, holy, holy." The sound is so powerful that the very foundations of the temple start to shake. The whole place fills with smoke. I mean, this is a total sensory overload of divine holiness. So how does Isaiah react to all this? With pure absolute terror. He cries out, "Woe is me, I am undone." In the face of this absolute purity, this immense power, his own human flaws, his own unclean lips, as he puts it, just feel completely overwhelming. He basically thinks, I've seen God. This is it for me. I'm gonna die. But this vision, it wasn't just some crazy spectacle. It was a fundamental transformation. And you can really break it down into a few clear steps. First, the vision gives Isaiah this overwhelming conviction of God's holiness. And that, in turn, makes him feel this deep, deep sense of his own sinfulness. Then, he's symbolically purified. A seraph touches his lips with a burning coal from the altar. And in that one moment, his fear it turns into purpose. When God asks, "Whom shall I send?" Isaiah, now cleansed, immediately steps up. "Here I am. Send me." Okay, so Isaiah's personal unveiling now starts to expand. The revelation he got isn't just for him anymore. It has huge implications for the entire world, building up into this powerful vision of cosmic judgment. And this brings us to a really crucial concept in biblical prophecy, the day of the Lord. Now, this isn't a specific 24-hour day on the calendar. It's more of a term for any time God directly intervenes in history to bring judgment on a nation for its pride and its wickedness. It could be against Israel, or it could be against its enemies. And the language used to describe this day, it's cosmic and it's terrifying. We're not just talking about armies and battles here. The very fabric of creation is described as coming undone. The sun, the moon, the stars, they all go dark. The heavens themselves tremble. This imagery is meant to show that what's happening on Earth is a reflection of something much bigger, a divine cosmic event. And you can actually see a clear pattern when this theme gets applied to the great world powers of the time. Take Babylon, for instance. Its judgment involves cosmic darkness and God literally mustering an army for battle. Then you look at Egypt, and it's God riding on a cloud, causing their idols to tremble and stirring up civil war. So see? The details might change, but those core elements, the cosmic signs, the human terror, and direct divine action, they stayed totally consistent. Okay, so
Let's be real. So far, it's been all judgment, terror, desolation. It's a pretty bleak picture, right? But this is where the unveiling reveals something else, something totally unexpected, a promise of hope, found right there in the middle of all the ruins.
And that's the natural question to ask, isn't it? After a prophecy that says cities will be destroyed and the people will be exiled, what could possibly be left? Is total destruction really the end of the story? Well, Isaiah's vision gives us an answer with this really powerful metaphor. Think of the nation of Israel as this great, big, flourishing tree. Then judgment comes along like a woodman's axe, and the tree is chopped down. It's burned, leaving behind nothing but a charred stump. This stump, that's the remnant. It looks dead, right? Totally finished. But then, and this is the amazing part, from that seemingly dead stump, a new little shoot, the holy seed, starts to grow. And it carries the promise of a future that's even more glorious than before. And this right here is the verse from Isaiah's vision where that whole idea comes from. So the crucial point is this: the destruction is not the end. It's actually a purification. It clears away all the old disease growth to make room for something new and holy to spring up. The stump itself holds the life for the future. So this promise, this holy seed, it now unfolds into the ultimate part of the unveiling, a vision of not just restoration, but of a complete and total recreation. We're moving from a desolate, ruined world to a glorified one. The prophecies in Isaiah lay out these two possible destinies side by side. On one hand, you have what's called the city of chaos, which represents the godless world powers. It's a place of ruin, despair, outcry in the streets, all joy is gone. But contrasted right against that is the glorified Zion, the New Jerusalem. This is a strong city, a place whose very walls are salvation, a place of rest and everlasting joy. The difference couldn't be more stark. And we're not just talking about some political restoration here. This is a complete cosmic renewal. The promise is for new heavens and a new earth. The idea is that the trauma and the pain of the old world, they won't just be healed. They will be so completely gone that they won't even be remembered. They won't even come to mind. So what does this new world actually look like? Well, the promises are just incredibly profound. An end to weeping and crying, the final, permanent end of death itself. God personally wiping away every single tear from every face. It's the ultimate vision of peace, where all the things that cause human suffering, grief, mortality, sorrow, they just flee away. They're gone forever. So we end right back where we started. Apocalypse, as an unveiling. Isaiah's visions revealed this pattern of judgment, yes, but also of an indestructible hope. A deep belief that even out of total desolation, a new and better world can be born. And that leaves us with a final question to think about. How does this ancient template of seeing a crisis not just as an end, but as a potential and often painful unveiling of something new, how does that still influence the way we think about our own future today?